So common concerns are, I've got some confidential information in here. Is there a risk of that information being leaked? That's one concern. The other concern that companies, businesses may have is, is the data going to be used to train another AI model, right? And will that AI model be used, for example, to help the competition? There are a few different ways in which we provide AI models. Some of these are pre-trained AI models. That way, you do not need to provide any data. It works out of the box and on your data. So you don't need to be concerned at all about data leaving the camera and being used for anything else. In other cases, we do ask you to bring maybe a few images to help fine-tune these AI models or adapt them to the specific use case. But in all of these cases, we ensure that no data is retained by us or used to train any further AI models. What we typically say is, first, of course, define the problem you're trying to solve, define the success criteria for what you're trying to solve, and then make an empirical decision. If your success metric is reducing the cost of human labor for this particular inspection, let these models, for example, maybe run in production in parallel for a certain amount of time, monitor what you're getting in terms of improvements on the specific success criteria, and then evaluate whether this makes sense for you in the long term or not. But there are plenty of applications that don't require AI-powered tools, and that's a judgment call that should be made based on data, your specific application, and the success criteria that's being defined. So when it comes to AI, the threats of AI taking your employees' jobs away, I'd say my perspective to that is you really need to think about how you are reallocating resources. First, you think about what benefit you get out of the AI. So if that is reducing, your costs or human labor that you're spending either doing the inspection or building maybe sometimes some custom solutions to solve their problems, if that's overridden by AI, you can think about taking those cost savings and that human labor and deploying them on other problems where maybe AI is not the solution. Some of it is inevitable, right? Technology landscape is changing and you have to move with the times. There are long-term implications to not moving, and that's how I would look at it.